Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is C Chronicles. If you're joining me for the first time, my content is mostly fragrance reviews, fashion and lifestyle videos. So if it sounds like something that ticks your boxes, I hope you do consider subscribing before you leave. I also want to acknowledge my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for coming back. I have a fragrance review video for you. I bought this 2 years ago, this Jo Malone discovery set. This is Jo Malone together with Zara, and this is the Emotions collection. Okay, so this is a discovery set. I did bring this one in a haul, and I think I did do, give you like an individual, my take on the individual fragrances. So the fragrances, the testers come in here, and I think they are they're 4 ml each. But what I did is I moved them to this little container here because they have a tendency of falling out, so I actually lost my ebony wood, if I'm not mistaken. That was my favorite. So I pulled it one day and then it just fell out. So I just learned the hard way. Now I'm putting them in here. Now what I did is I am testing them out. I had actually just put this in a drawer and forgotten about it, and then I just remembered, oh, I've got this Jo Malone collection set. So I just took one from this Emotions set and tested it, and it surprised me because I actually hadn't really given it some thought. Fleur D'Oranger, that's what I want to talk to you about. This one is the one I'm going to do a review of. So Jo Malone or Zara's Fleur D'Oranger, okay, and this is of their Emotions collection. I'm going to do a review. I have been testing this fragrance. I put it on my clothes and I thought, no, I'm going to bring this because it was just too, I hadn't realized that this I'd say is one of their longest lasting, because when I put it on my clothes and then started doing whatever I was doing, and then it just kept on, I kept on getting wafts of this, and I thought, okay, I'm going to share this with some of the people that might want to know. Okay, so I put it on this tester paper because it's a Deb-on again, but I'm going to put some more just now, just to make sure that we have a fresher kind of interpretation of it. So I'm going to open here, and I'm trying to get through these Deb-ons because these particular testers, because the bottles are not strong, so they just break. Now I'm gonna put it on here and then let you know my thoughts. Okay, so that's what we have. That's Fleur D'Oranger, and that is of Jo Malone for Zara. I know they have released another range, another Jo Malone range with Zara. I don't know about, I will buy that and see if I can bring it here for you. So Fleur D'Oranger has got only 3 notes, okay? So quite interesting. You've got your neroli there, your orange blossom, and your ylang ylang. Those are the 3 notes that are listed. Not surprising for Jo Malone, because what they do, they mostly work, or Jo Malone, the company, they mostly work with just a few notes, okay, so that you get, I actually find that the Jo Malones are good if you want to put your nose on or to train your nose, because most of them are just a few notes, okay, or at least the ones that I've bought. So you've got that orange blossom, the ylang ylang, and it is basically a white floral, okay? So it opens up with that slightly bitter but light citrusy feel, okay? It's got an aromatic greenness as well, and it's got it has hints of, I'd say, orange and honey. Okay, something feels like a honey in here, but I think that's possibly maybe the way the neroli is coming out, because neroli does have like like a honey orange kind of feel to it, and I get that. Okay, so you get it in the opening. This is one that doesn't develop much, so what you get in the opening, you're gonna live with the entire time while you're wearing this fragrance. It's not one fragrance that I'll say, oh, it'll start off like this and then it will make a turn. This seems to stick to those 3 notes, but what you'll get the most is that neroli. Okay, it is quite a green fragrance. The ylang ylang gives it like some sort of richness here, but it's just a slight, it's got a slight sweetness as well. It gives it that richness, but it's not like a creamy feel. No, it's not like a banana-y feel, which sometimes ylang ylang can feel like that, but it will give it that, you're gonna feel that this is a fragrance that is quite stuffy in a way, depending on what your nose prefers. I find it a bit stuffy. It does have a touch of freshness and a touch of sweetness, but it's got this stuffy thing that comes across, and it remains a bit sour, a bit animalic. Okay, so it is not going to be, because you know, I didn't Google what D'Oranger would mean, but I you know, just using my mental shortcut, I was thinking, when I started testing these, I was thinking I would have a lot of orange blossom, you know, that kind of vibe, and that is what I should, you know, expect. It does have that orange blossom, don't get it twisted, and the orange blossom that is here is quite similar to the African orange flower, the way it's done here, okay, the Elisa Bleu Parfum. And this is the reason why I thought, okay, I'm going to do a review of these Jo Malone's single ones, but not one at a time. Whichever appeals to me at the time, I'm going to bring it here, because this surprised me. When I sprayed it, you know, the love and hate relationship I have with this Elisa Bleu Parfum, I get with this Fleur D'Oranger by Zara and Jo Malone. I would say, if you were the sort of person that you wanted to get your nose on this, you know, because after I sprayed this, I thought, why didn't I bring this on fragrances with a similar vibe? This has a dead-on similar vibe, guys, with Elisa Bleu Parfum. I've got Elisa Bleu Parfum on this card, and this Fleur D'Oranger on this card. Okay, if you want an in-depth comparison, I could bring that, but I don't think it's necessary, more so that I'm doing this video. This fragrance is going to remind you so much of the way the orange African orange flower and the orange blossom is done here. It interprets to almost something similar, something definitely soury, something bug sprayish. The same reason why I run away from Elisa Bleu Parfum would be the reason why I wouldn't purchase this as a full bottle, because the similarities are uncanny. Okay, so yeah, it's what I can say as a pro for this one is, within the range, I think it's one of the most long-lasting ones. Okay, if you were quite undecided whether you needed this one, this is going to give you that kind of a beastly performance, especially on your clothing. It tends to be stubborn on the clothing. It tends to have this beastly performance, which is something I didn't feel when I came with these fragrances. When I came with this discovery set last year or so, when I came with it, I did not feel that, because I put it on my skin. If you put it on your skin, it's neither here nor there. It's going to give you like 2 hours, 3 hours, somewhere there about. Put it on your clothes. Trust me, this little sample, okay, this tester sample or discovery set sample is one that if I loved this fragrance, I would actually enjoy it a lot, because it is quite potent. Okay, slightly salty, like I said. Then it gets a bit soapy, which is something I get again on Elisa Bleu Parfum. Gets a bit soapy, definitely that bug sprayish kind of vibe you get there, in a perfume way. Okay, it's just my mental shortcut of getting you to understand what I actually am sniffing here, because I cannot sniff it, you know. We don't have like a way of, you know, I've got to explain it in such a way that you kind of get it. Okay, so I would say, yeah, if you were one person that loved this one, the Elisa Bleu Parfum, and it got discontinued, I don't think you would miss it much if you purchase this one. And trust me, I know that this Fleur D'Oranger is often compared to Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, okay? And Neroli Portofino was a fragrance that I was eyeing, because I'm trying to build my Tom Ford collection, and you know, looking at that blue bottle and stuff. And when I went on Fragrantica, and I noticed that a lot of people liken this one to Neroli Portofino, I just said to myself, I ain't sniffing that one. I'm not going anywhere near that one, because that kind of thing that comes, that salty, soury, soapy, powdery, harsh-like kind of thing is what I just, you know, I just don't kind of seem to have a chemistry with, but I can see some people completely liking this, because this Elisa Bleu Parfum is often you know, put out there as an ideal wedding or scent that you'd wear on your wedding day, that kind of thing. So it does have, you know, some people that actually really do like it. But yeah, definitely, if you like Elisa Bleu Parfum, try this. If you haven't, or you want a budget version of it, I would definitely recommend this Fleur D'Oranger Jo Malone the emotion range, is it emotions range, in collaboration with Zara. Okay, notes are really different for the two, so don't go looking for the notes for Elisa Bleu Parfum and then comparing with the Neroli, the Orange Blossom, and the Ylang Ylang and thinking, well, what was she saying? The notes are completely different, except for the fact that they share that Orange Blossom. Otherwise they are very different, but they can kind of translate to the same thing in terms of how you would smell them. And then in terms of lasting power, like I said, heads off to this one. This one has a beastly lasting power, especially on the clothes, and of course Elisa Bleu Parfum. Unfortunately, this one on my skin gets swallowed. Okay, this Fleur D'Oranger, it just completely goes away. I kind of can smell it for about 2 hours or so, and then it just completely vanishes. So I just wish I had actually brought it for, you know, on the comparison video, but yeah, you know, I just happened to wear it a few days later and realized, oh, okay, so if I do, I'm gonna be bringing you these ones here and there. If I do come across another one here that kind of smells similar to what I already have, I'm going to give you a heads up for those people that want you know, budget versions or stuff like that. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you did find this fragrance review video useful. I was talking about, I've already put it in this yeah, okay, now I found it. I was talking about Fleur D'Oranger. Unfortunately, my camera is not going to do justice because it is just a tester. It is a 4 ml tester, okay, of the Jo Malone's Emotions range in collaboration with Zara. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay safe, stay blessed, and remember, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.